My fellow Americans, greetings from the South. I want to commend you all of you who attended our rally in Charlottesville this weekend. Because despite overwhelming odds, despite the animosity of private corporations, despite the corruption of the local government which deliberately set a trap for us, you still showed. And in doing so, you honored your nation, your people, and your country. We saw a lot of wild things this weekend, but there is one thing that no one saw, and that is a member of the right wing attacking another member of the right wing. So I want to thank Governor McAuliffe, the Charlottesville City Council, the Charlottesville Police Department, Black Lives Matter, and Antifa for giving the right wing a common enemy and uniting the right wing under one banner. 1 year ago this month, I lost the primary election for the United States Senate. They say, my critics that is, that the campaign went up in flames because we lost 26% to 74%. Well, that is 26% of voters who sided with an openly revolutionary candidate. That is a massive victory. We did not lose 74%, we gained 26%. And since that election, we have been underground. We have, all of us in this movement, been holding rallies and disrupting rallies from coast to coast. We have begun the free speech movement and taken up the torch in the Southern Heritage movement. We have been building a national network. We have been raising an army. And I have been honored in doing all this to meet thousands of patriots from coast to coast. Since that election last year, much has happened. Trump was elected as President of the United States. The Republicans have taken the White House and both houses of Congress. And with the coming retirement of Kennedy and Ginsburg, at least during a Republican administration, the right has, by all appearances, taken back the country. And yet here we are, $20 trillion in debt with no plan of repayment, control of our economy by a system of private banks with no plan to end the Federal Reserve, the degradation of our culture and the destruction of all bounds of decency, without any plan to rein in the mainstream media. The corruption of our republic by the power of money, which owns our legislators. The establishment Republicans continue to attack their own president without any regard to what their constituents actually want for this country. The Democrats continue to pull our country to the left, and we now stand on the brink of outright socialism. The greatest country in the world is being ravaged with domestic chaos thanks to the corruption of the local, state, and federal governments. The State of the Union is disastrous, brothers and sisters. The leftists riot and set fire in the streets. They poison the minds of our youth and attempt assassinations in broad daylight. And no one has stepped up to stop them. No one except us. Here we are, the last movement in the way of America's total destruction by the twin forces of leftism and international finance. And the mainstream media has just labeled us terrorists. We had many factions of the right wing represented in Charlottesville this weekend. Republicans and libertarians, the alt-right and the alt-light, Proud Boys and alt-knights, the American Guard and American Vanguard, Identity Europa and Identity Dixie, the Traditionalist Workers' Party, and the Revolutionary Conservative. And despite our apparent differences, we all believe that Americans should be the first priority of the American government. We all believe in nation, tribe, and family, and we believe in the traditions that make them great. We all believe in the preservation of Western civilization and of our respective subcultures. We all recognize that globalism means the destruction of all peoples, all cultures, all tongues and nations and dreams and destinies. But our present political system is rigged against us. It is rigged in favor of the globalists. Whether we are speaking of the leftists who cripple us with their domestic policies, or of the international financiers who bankrupt our generation and the next with unnecessary wars, the globalists have paralyzed our federal government like parasites inside a host organism. And what has the Republican Party done about this? They have played along. They have said, we would rather watch our country burn than do what must be done. They have said the Democrats are not nearly as bad as this rogue president. They have said race is not an issue to be discussed unless white people are apologizing for their myriad crimes. They have said, let us adopt leftist policies so that we can reach a broader voting bloc. They have said our children's generation is not nearly as important as placating Black Lives Matter, the Antifa, and the Democratic Party. Brothers and sisters, America is on fire, and she needs our shields. There is no one coming to save us. We are the future. So let us continue building this army. Let us continue in this great struggle. And let us unite the right wing of this country to form one mass movement to reclaim America and defend the West. We will retake the party that has failed us. We will reclaim our country. And together, we will restore this great republic and the whole of Western civilization.